right, so today we're going to speak to Denise Torres, and she wrote a book called The Whisper of God's Voice. And what is the whole title of your book? Let's see it.
It's Elope the Mental Hospital with the Whisper of God's Voice.
Okay, and this is an amazing book, boys and girls. You need to buy it. There'll be a link to buy this book in my YouTube description box underneath this video. She's going to tell us an amazingly insane story. And she's gonna, you're gonna actually see how this woman is courageous and came, I can't believe her courage, where I am blown away by how strong this woman is. So let's get kicking on this. You ready? All right. So tell us what happened to you.
I was in a small car accident on my way to Connecticut to get my passport.
Okay.
And that small car accident, I called my husband and he said to just go to the hospital, make sure I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And his friend called me up, took me to the hospital, and then he says, wait in the car. I'm gonna make sure there's not a long wait.
Right.
So as he comes back, he says, okay, there's not a long wait, come inside. And they question me if I'm trying to commit suicide.
Who's they?
The nurse.
Oh, at the hospital?
Yes.
Okay.
So now she's asking if I was trying to commit. I said no. She's like, who is that guy? I go, he's just a friend. He's not my husband.
And
I said I was just in a small car accident.
So basically you were almost like...
bamboozled.
Is that called 5150 Baker Act?
Yes.
Baker Act.
I was Baker
She was
Act.
Baker Act, boys and girls. Can you imagine? And it's like the movie Girl Interrupted with Winona Ryder. Watch that movie.
Oh,
okay?
It was great. I did watch it.
Yeah. Or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with our star Jack Nicholson. Watch that one too if you want to see what life is behind the steel gates of a psych ward.
That's right.
Okay. So they threw you in the psych ward.
Yes, and they diagnosed me bipolar because I didn't recognize the doctor, because he came on a TV screen and not in scrubs, just like regular clothing. It was midnight. They interrogated me all day. It was midnight. I was already exhausted, and it was sleep deprivation. So now I felt like I was being kidnapped, and I had to go into the ambulance, and they strapped me into the bed, and I didn't know where they were taking me.
So they strapped you on a gurney, in the ambulance?
Yes.
And they didn't tell you where they were taking you to?
No, I've never experienced this before in my life.
So they basically kidnapped you?
I think so. I would say so.
This is insane. And so now you get there. And what is it like to walk into a psych ward without your basic wanting to be there?
There was nothing I can do. I tried.
Were you kicking? Were you punching? Were you screaming? Were you yelling from the rooftops, "Get me the F out of here"?
No, actually, I'm not that person.
She's nice. You see, the nice people finish last, they say, right?
Oh my goodness.
You get a big kick in the,
No, I tried to do what I was told. They checked me in. The patients in there
were they nice? Were they slobbering and in my mind you picture
yes.
Hi, my name is lobotomized
Actually,
people, and
they were like zombies because they were overdosed on medication, and you didn't understand their speech.
Now, did they shoot you up with tranquilizers?
No, they didn't. If you definitely are out of character, they will.
Wow. So just they'll just come in there and give you a nice little injection to shut you up, type of deal?
Yes, it would happen occasionally with people that were misbehaving, according to
And what does the quote-unquote misbehaving consist of?
I guess having outbursts.
So if you, an outburst, if you say, hey, I want to get out of here, that's an outburst to them?
No, that wouldn't be that severe. That's total. I guess just to calm them down. It's been such a long time since that's happened. But.
So now you meet these people, and were they very nice, the other girls? Now, is it a co-ed, or is it girls with girls and guys with guys?
That's right. So initially they put me in co-ed.
So guys too?
Yes. So I was very fearful. Some girl almost attacked me when I entered the restroom and entered my room.
Oh my God! When you say attack, she tried to beat the crap out of you?
Yes, and someone already told me there was an aggressive person within the hospital that would probably most likely attack me when I get there.
And do they keep you protected? Is there security to keep you from being assaulted by people that are just waltzing around there?
You do have. Wow, these are such crazy questions. These are deep, yes.
Deep.
Oh my goodness. They do have security, but they can't get injured either, so they can't stop the fight. until it settles down.
Holy cow. Boys and girls, you can't make this stuff up. Seriously. So now, all right, so now what did the girls teach you, the nice girls there? There were nice people that you did make little friendships with and stuff.
Yes.
Did they teach you anything about life there and how to get yourself out of there quicker?
Oh my goodness, yes they did. They told me about how they were transferred through all different hospitals from their parents trying to control them, or some people were there just because they smoked pot, or decisions.
Wait, because they smoked weed or took weed chocolate. They were thrown in a psych ward.
Right, because instead of paying for
substance abuse
yes,
center?
substance abuse centers, then they'll just put them there because that would be covered under insurance. Where substance
This is the
abuse
United States of America, where you get locked up for doing pot because you can't afford a substance abuse like counselor or whole like clinical deal. You know, those things are very expensive. Some of them are $20,000, $30,000 for those substance abuse centers where you completely spend weeks or months. And so people have no choice but to do this instead, that their insurance will probably cover, or they can get it for a cheaper cost. So
Well, you
wow.
had people in there just because they wanted Medicaid to get housing,
Really?
so that they don't have to.
So they were homeless and
There was no, they weren't. They owned property, but it was just a way of putting it under their child's name. And then you had other people that, instead of getting an aid for their disabled Down syndrome, but that's not really
Yeah.
disabled. Instead of getting an aid that comes to the home, they just put them in a mental hospital. So I had an aunt that was Down syndrome, so I knew they're very smart.
Yeah.
So and I spoke to the family, and I said, she doesn't belong here. I don't know why she's here.
Yeah.
She should have a legal aid for her. You know, like an aid that comes to the home, but it would be easier for her to just be entertained there through insurance.
So you saw like people from all walks of life,
Yes.
all ages, all ethnicities, and so how did you get the hell out of there? Like
I tried
what-
calling the insurance company and canceling my insurance.
Oh,
and-
let me just tell them this. Okay, so basically, if you ever get thrown Baker acted, whatever you want to call it, 5150, or get thrown in a psych ward, if you have good paying insurance, boys and girls, they will not get you out of there. They want to drain your insurance until there's nothing left. She had good insurance, and what happened with that?
So I canceled it, but then my mother reinstated it.
A mother reinstated it, so now they know, oh, we can keep draining it. Let's keep her here.
So I had to go to Plan B. So the girls in there taught me to get a hold of a social worker lawyer. They gave me his name.
Okay.
I contacted the lawyer who
And was
represents
this a free
patients
representative?
through the county. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And this was in Nassau County of Long Island, or
Yeah, Nassau
was it in
County.
Queens? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you know.
And so what happened?
So the taxi cab driver said, some people don't belong in here, as they're transferring me to the courthouse on my scheduled court date. The nurses tried to make me look like I couldn't dress myself and said I couldn't leave without my gown. I couldn't leave without, and my attorney already told me, make sure you don't have a gown on and you look appropriate.
Okay.
But they made sure I left with my gown over my clothing, saying so I couldn't escape.
Are you kidding me? So now, didn't you mention something about a taxi cab driver?
I'm sorry. So the taxi cab
Yes, this is what I
driver
wanted to
said
hear.
some people don't belong in here, and he said the iron gates are that way, and they can't go after you because it's a liability. And I'm thinking, how is he talking to me? There's a few other people.
Now, who's
on the
they?
bus.
You mean the psychiatrist, the nurses, the security? If you climb that fence and escape, they cannot go after you?
Right.
So you can escape, sorta?
Yeah. So
Okay, good to know.
my aide was on the bus, and the other patients that are also being courted to the courthouse are also in the bus. So that's what I mean by they. So he was talking to a car filled with other patients, and I'm thinking, how is he talking to me, saying some people don't belong in here? He doesn't know me. So now, and he wouldn't leave without me because they tried to delay me and make it seem like I couldn't get ready fast enough or on time. So I
Oh my
listened
God.
to what he said, and when I got in the courthouse, I looked out the window, I saw the iron gates. My aide must have went to the ladies' room, and the security guard wasn't by the door anymore, and I just walked out. It was that
And she just
simple.
walked out. It was that simple. And so that is her story.
Yes.
This is it's very sad, but now this brought her to where she found the strength within her to fight back in life, to be a stronger, more courageous woman. Because what happens, what's the Corinthians 12:10? Explain that to us.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yes.
When I am weak, boys and girls, I am strong. For all of you out there, when you are weak, you are strong.
Yes.
When you're weak, you're strong.
Thank you. Thank you. So what happened was I was a people pleaser and had to learn how to set boundaries, and I didn't know how to defend myself. I was telling her earlier, it was easier to just be quiet than to confront people because one, they wouldn't believe you because I was molested, so I already knew
Me too.
who was going to believe me. And I used to use my voice and tell people how I felt, but they still ignored me because there was no action behind.
I totally get that. That's happened to me my whole life. So
I had to read the book Boundaries to learn how to definitely set them.
now this is a book on Amazon that anyone could find boundaries.
Yes.
Okay.
By Cloud Townsend.
Okay.
And I forgot the other author's name, but it's a fabulous book which helped me to find the courage to learn how to ask for favors, because that was another thing I avoided. I would do favors for everybody, but I didn't want to owe you anything back in return.
Gotcha.
And glad, thankful for the journey of the mental hospital that taught me how to be stronger, how to speak up, how to find my truth, and now I could represent myself in court, and because I had no choice. So either two things could happen: you're forced to step out of your comfort zone, or you make that decision. It's so much easier if you make that decision.
Exactly. Like, for example, I told them on my way here in another video where I was showing all your wigs that getting here, I'm agoraphobic. Now she said that it's a label we put that the doctors give us. They tell us there's no cure. But there is a cure. You just have to find the strength inside your house. If you're afraid to leave the house because you're afraid you're going to have a panic attack and freak out in front of 100 people and embarrass yourself, guess what? So what? I'll have a panic attack even right now. And she won't laugh at me. And if she does, who cares? So that's why I'm here today. Because when I'm weak, I am strong. Corinthians 12:10, boys and girls.
That's right. Thank you.
And so we learned something about her. Hold up your book. The Whisper, it's actually eloped the mental hospital with the whisper of God's voice. And it says right down here, who said bipolar disorder is incurable? By Denise Torres. Buy this book. You won't be sorry. I saw the reviews. Everybody loves it. I'm buying it too. So, boys and girls, what did you learn today? Write in the comments below. I'm going to put a link so you can follow her on all her social media, on her Facebook, on YouTube. She has a channel as well. And I want every one of you that's watching this video right now to go ahead and give her a subscribe. Show us some love.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Peace out. We'll see you guys all soon. And maybe we'll meet this really amazing woman again on another day. And remember, every day is a journey. And Corinthians 12:10.
That's
when I am weak, I am strong.